I'm joined with singer-songwriter Grace Morrison. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm honored that you asked me. Thank you.
So, how's everything holding along for you during these times, with quarantine and this whole pandemic ordeal having an effect on a lot of artists, obviously? How have you been holding along?
I think that I, like most artists and people, am okay. I'm okay. Um, it's such a bummer for me because I was supposed to be on tour for this entire year, and so I've just had to rearrange my goals for the year, and I've been writing a lot.
Yes, that's very devastating. Like a lot of artists usually get all these shows planned out, and then this whole pandemic happens, and everything has to be canceled or pushed back. It's taking a toll on the music industry. Um, it's
It has it, and I think because we're not essential workers, and we're kind of a last priority. And I think even in a good year, on a good day, it's hard to be an independent musician, and like keep the wind in your sails and stay positive because it's just hard. So I think we're all just working overtime and trying to stay positive. But it helps to have people like you reach out. It really meant a lot to me.
well, I definitely appreciate you being on. The show that I do. Help spread awareness towards independent artists. It's a lot of talented musicians out there, and I'm glad that I can be a platform for all the artists that want to be on. So it's my pleasure to be an assistance for sure. So Grace, how did you get started into music?
Music is the only life skill that I have. Um, I when I was a little kid, I was terribly shy, and my dad he tried to sign me up for soccer, and as soon as I realized that meant I had to interact with other kids, I was like, I'm out. But then we found piano lessons, and it was comfortable for me because just me and one other adult. And that's how I got started. And then I remember being about 12 and hearing music on the radio, and I thought, hey, I can do that, and then I just did it. But truly, I have no other life skills. Like I broke my leg walking.
Ooh,
You know?
that's
Not even a cool story, man.
yeah, very very painful. Hope you fully recover from that. It's
Yeah. My pride didn't.
oh yeah, that the pride gonna be like, man, I'm mad at the world. Why this happened to me? I mean, yeah, that takes a toll on a lot of people. Um, so I looked at the some a bio about you. Um, you do like folk music, you do like pop music. In your own words, how would you describe the type that you do? Do you do like one genre or the other, or do you just put them all together?
Honestly, I think it is the melting pot that is American country music is probably the best way to describe what I do. I fought that description for a long time because when I was little, country music wasn't cool to me. But what's great about it is it's American music. It's developed from all the different types of music that I love. It's a little bit of blues and it's a little bit of Celtic and it's beautiful. Country music. That's what I play.
So, who do you consider like your musical influences? Those artists, whether it's independent or mainstream, those that have inspired you as an artist.
So, initially when I was a kid, I really loved Fats Domino. I don't know if you're familiar with Fats Domino, but he's an absolutely amazing piano player. Janis Joplin's a big one for me, and then Tori Amos.
Oh, Tori Amos. I haven't heard that name in a long time. I'm familiar with Tori.
So Her bass player actually produced my 2 albums.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I remember my first concert was a Tori Amos and Alanis Morissette concert, and I remember sitting there watching them and thinking, someday I'm going to be on stage with those people. And lo and behold, my producer was on stage that day playing bass, so I did it.
Mm. So it just all it was meant to be. It was just you see her perform, and now you're working with someone that works with her. So it's just
Yeah, it's cool. And you know what's neat about it when you get to work with somebody of that caliber? It just makes it feel attainable, you know?
oh, absolutely, absolutely. So you got a song out, and it's called "Hold the Door," and
Mm.
it's available on all digital music platforms. The album cover or the cover for the song, it's got boxing gloves and and it got a smiley face. Now, before we get into you writing and recording this song, we need to talk about this cover with the boxing gloves and the smiley face. What was there any sort of inspiration behind this art?
Well, the message of the song, because I really I love that cover. It's one of my favorite ones. I'm really thrilled that you picked that one out. Because the song is about standing up for yourself, and I always relate this to other women, but you can tell me it's just probably just a human issue. I hate ruffling feathers, and one of the biggest issues I've had in my life is standing up for myself. I've always been afraid to because I never wanted anyone to be mad at me, and I started noticing all these little ways in which people demeaned me because I was a woman. And when I reflected on it, when it happened, I was just like smiling at people and letting it go. When what I should have been doing is standing up for myself. So that's what the song's about, and that's where the cover inspiration came from.
Gotcha, gotcha. Basically, Grace has grown. She has evolved, and from the looks of that cover, she'll knock you out.
That's right.
She coming.
Don't mess with me.
She's coming at you like a Mike Tyson fight. Or at least something close to it. She ain't gonna bite your ear, but
No.
she will give you some jabs, some uppercuts.
Only if they're deserved, though.
Yeah, only if it's deserved. Usually when people get provoked, that's when it's out the window. Like we fighting. So I'm glad that I've noticed it, and I noticed it moments ago. So I had to just ask about it, and I think that's
But
one.
it's pretty, isn't it? Like the colors are pretty.
Yeah, and then it does have a smiley face, so it's not like it's all mean intention. It's just that don't make the smiley face fool you. I will come at you if you treat me
That's
with
right.
respect. So, Hold the Door by Grace Morrison is out right now, all digital music platforms. And with this pandemic still ongoing and artists not being able to do a lot of shows, having to be at home because of the pandemic, very, very important. Go out there and support your artists, your favorite local artists, independent artists. Buy their merch online if they have any, or just buy their music online. Stream it. More importantly, purchase it. They will really appreciate if you support, especially during this time.
Absolutely.
So, what else you have as far as the coming months? Do you have any new shows scheduled, or are you just focusing on the music side right now?
Well, I'm planning. I'm calling it a virtual world tour starting in September. Each Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be live streaming with an artist from a different part of the world, and it'll be hosted by a venue from a different part of the world.
Gotcha.
So I'm working on planning that, and also working on my new album.
Sweet. So she got the virtual. That's become a trend. I'll be on social media, Facebook especially, and I think early in the pandemic there was a lot of live shows on Facebook. Artists performing at their homes, and
Yeah.
fans can watch and give them tips and everything. That was definitely a trend during the early portion of the pandemic. So, at least you're finding other ways to get your music out there. So props to you on this virtual tour coming up next month, and she'll give you the dates, give you the venues. Um, just go out there and check them out, and be on the lookout
Yes,
for.
sir. GraceMorrison.com.
Yeah, and go support. Grace, it was great chatting with you. I appreciate you being on the show. This was definitely a fun interview, I believe, and I'm glad I asked about that album cover because it's just
Oh gosh. Me too. You absolutely made my day.
yeah. So I'm glad I did.